And do not marry unbelieving pagan women until they believe and worship Allah alone. And indeed, a slave woman who believes is better than a free idolatress, even though she pleases you. And do not give your daughters in marriage to the idolaters until they believe in Allah alone. And indeed, a believing slave is better than a free idolater, even though he pleases you. These idolaters invite you to the fire, but Allah invites you to paradise and forgiveness by His leave, and makes His proofs clear to mankind, so that they may remember. They ask you concerning menstruation. Say, it is an impure thing. Therefore, keep away from women during their menses, and do not go to them until they are purified. And when they have purified themselves, then go to them as Allah has ordained for you. Truly, Allah loves those who turn to Him in repentance, and loves those who purify themselves. Your wives are a tilth for you, so go to your tilth when or how you will, and send good deeds before you for your own selves. And fear Allah, and know that you are to meet Him in the hereafter, and give good tidings to the believers. And do not make Allah's name an excuse in your oaths against your doing good and acting piously, and making peace among mankind. And Allah is all-hearer, all-knower. Allah will not call you to account for that which is unintentional in your oaths, but He will call you to account for that which your hearts have earned. Allah is oft forgiving, most forbearing. Those who take an oath not to have sexual relation with their wives must wait 4 months. Then, if they return, indeed Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. And if they decide upon divorce, then Allah is the all-hearer, all-knower. And divorced women shall wait for 3 menstrual periods, and it is not lawful for them to conceal what Allah has created in their wombs, if they believe in Allah and the last day. And their husbands have the better right to take them back in that prescribed time, if they wish for reconciliation. And women have rights similar to those of their husbands over them to what is reasonable, but men have a degree of responsibility over them, and Allah is almighty, all-wise. The divorce is permissible twice. After that, either you retain her on reasonable terms, or release her with kindness. And it is not lawful for you men to take back from your wives any of your bridal money which you have given them, except when both parties fear that they would be unable to keep the limits ordained by Allah. Then if you fear that they would not be able to keep the limits ordained by Allah, then there is no sin on either of them if she gives back for her divorce. These are the limits ordained by Allah, so do not transgress them. And whoever transgresses the limits ordained by Allah, then such are the wrongdoers. And if he has divorced her for the 3rd time, then she is not lawful to him afterwards until she has married another man. Then, if the other husband divorces her, it is no sin on both of them that they reunite, provided they feel that they can keep the limits ordained by Allah. These are the limits of Allah, which He makes plain for the people who have knowledge. And when you have divorced women, and they have fulfilled the term of their prescribed period, either take them back on a reasonable basis, or set them free on a reasonable basis. But do not take them back to hurt them. And whoever does that, then he has wronged himself. And do not treat the laws of Allah as a jest, but remember Allah's favors on you, and that which He has sent down to you of the book and knowledge, whereby He instructs you. And fear Allah, and know that Allah is all aware of everything. And when you have divorced women, and they have fulfilled the term of their prescribed time, do not prevent them from marrying their former husbands, if they mutually agree on a reasonable basis. This instruction is an admonition for him among you who believes in Allah in the last day. That is more virtuous and purer for you. Allah knows, and you do not know.